Let's talk about Alan Wake 2 and Sweet Baby Inc. Let's talk about that. We haven't spoke about Sweet Baby Inc. in a little bit. But the reason why we're bringing up Alan Wake 2 is because you guys already know Sweet Baby Inc. used Alan Wake 2 as one of their like massive successful games. Like they try anytime you have people who are Sweet Baby Inc. supporters try to gaslight you and lie to you, they'll come out and they'll talk to you about the following 3 games. Ready? God of War, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2. Okay? They'll talk to you about all 3 of those games and only those 3 games. Everything else, they want to leave out the conversation. That shit doesn't count, right? Well, apparently, let's focus on Alan Wake 2 right now because we have an article here after a recent call, and this is very important, that Alan Wake 2 still, to this day, still has not recouped its budget, ladies and gentlemen. This game has not recouped its budget at all. At all. And that's after what they considered to be a successful launch, right? Because Alan Wake 2 was one of Remedy's fastest selling games ever. But the problem is, once word got out about what the game was about, what ended up happening was that massive bait and switch first sale that they had, where people didn't realize what they were buying, is very similar to what happening with Celeblade right now. People didn't realize what they were buying. I don't know why, but they didn't. Massively successful. Well, not massively, but for them it was. I think it did 1 million copies or something like that. It ended up slowing down drastically. Okay? To the point where now they are struggling to cross the finish line. Struggling. They are nowhere near finishing their budget. I think they are a little bit over half, if I'm not mistaken. So let's read about it. Let's read about Sweet Baby Inc.'s massively successful game. Remedy Entertainment, the developer behind Alan Wake 2, revealed that Sweet Baby Inc. influenced game has not recouped its budget. In the company's most recent business review for January to March of 2024, is shared in February. Remedy announced that Alan Wake 2 had sold 1.3 million units as of the beginning of February. Alan Wake 2 sales have continued with a high average price. At the end of the first quarter, the game had recouped a significant part of the development and marketing expenses. It added that during the first quarter, the team focused on working on the DLC that would extend Alan Wake 2. As noted by Remedy, it has not recouped all of its development and marketing expenses. The company also shared that it does plan to attempt to generate royalty revenue from the game, but has not done so yet. So it seems like they're trying to find a way to keep this game going until it eventually breaks even or maybe makes a profit. They want to focus, and it's weird because it's like, it's Alan Wake 2, right? This is a single player game. This is not an online game, right? Like, it's a single player game. If it's anything like the original Alan Wake, so I mean, hey, if DLC is going to be your way out of this, I guess, but I don't see how this game has an active enough player base to garner long-term DLC sales. I just don't. I know there obviously will be people who will buy it. That's obvious. People will support it, but I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough. Like, and it's, again, this whole conversation, you got to remember, it's not just about breaking even, right? It's not just about getting your money back. It's about making a profit too. Like, you gotta make money, right? Like, when did breaking even become the new norm? Like, oh, we just want to break even. That's it. When did that become the new norm? What happened to wanting to make money? You kind of have to make some money if you want to continue doing this shit, you know? And then they also bring up the game Control, which, I mean, I played Control. I liked it. If I had to pick one or the other, I'd pick the original Alan Wake, obviously. But they say that between Control and Alan Wake, they're hoping that they will be profitable both IPs will be profitable moving forward into the future. That they're building some sort of like Remedy universe with these two games. And I'm like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. Like Control, especially, I just don't see it. Cool game, cool concept, right? I'll give it that. But I just don't see how it's a big enough IP where you're gonna bank your entire fucking company on that IP. You know, Alan Wake, I understand, but unfortunately, you fucked that game up, and a lot of people are pissed at you for that. But Control, yeah, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that. It explains the man jaw. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, listen, I heard. Listen. It's a good game. It's fairly good. I thought it was good. But it does get a little boring, to be honest with you. So then it says Remedy also did not reveal what the game's sales were at this new report. Shocker. Shocker. What do we know, ladies and gentlemen? What do we know? What do we know about these companies? If they won't tell you their numbers, then they're lying to you. Flat out. If they're touting about the game's success, if they're saying this is the most successful game, whatever, if they're giving nothing but praise for this game and they won't tell you the numbers, something's wrong. Something's wrong. Remedy also did not reveal what the game's sales were, which likely means that they have not increased significantly since the beginning of February. The company had previously shared that the game's sales reached over 1 million by the end of December, and as noted above, 1.3 million by the beginning of February, meaning sales increased only 30% in January. Yeah, this is going to be bad. If they reported the numbers before, but they won't report the numbers now, yeah, I would imagine it completely fucking dropped. It dropped off the face of the earth. Completely dropped. And I wouldn't be too shocked. I remember seeing this game being put on like either massive sale. Damn it, Drifter, why are you late? I remember seeing this game put on massive sale. Or I don't think it's ever been free. I don't think it was put on like Epic Games free or anything like that. I don't believe anyway. But I do remember it being on sale. So, and then it says, however, he revealed then as Control proved a great quality game can have excellent long-term sales, and we expect this to be the case with Alan Wake 2. I don't think Control had long-term sales. I remember Control was put super cheap. I think it was like $9. You know, so even though the game had long-term sales, how much money you're actually making? Like, are people buying it at the price you're asking for, or do you have to super discount it to the point of almost nothing in order to, you know, get some sort of money? Abigail says I paid $7.50. Yeah, I remember something like that. I thought it was $9, but like $7, $8, $9, something like that. Like, and it was free. Control was free on the Epic Games Store a few times. I think it was like twice. And it was on Game Pass, according to Ardalitu. So yeah, think about that. So how much long-term sales did you really have if you had to give the game away? You know, you clearly couldn't have gotten much unless listen, Epic Games loves to waste money. So unless Epic Games gave Remedy a ton of money to put Control up on the free store, maybe that, you know, maybe they got money from that. You know, but again, if a game is successful, let's make it very clear. If a game was successful, if it was actually a successful game, if it was selling like hotcakes, if it was whatever, if it was anything like that, you would absolutely have numbers to back it up. You would absolutely be able to prove it easily. Even a game that's banned all over social media, like Hogwarts Legacy, everybody knew that fucking game was absolutely killing it in sales. Everybody knew, right? And you didn't even have to be public about it. That's the funny thing, because you were having trouble finding some copies physically in stores. You were hearing rave reviews on it. Everybody and their mother was streaming it. Everybody, even after the drama, after the drama settled, everybody and their mother was still streaming that game. I don't know anybody that was streaming Alan Wake 2. Again, you can tell when a game is super successful versus when it's not. That's why I'm not believing the stories that they're telling of Tales of Kinzera Zao, right? That fucking new Sweet Baby Inc. game. I'm not believing a single story that they're saying with that one, because that fucking game had a 287 concurrent high peak of players on the opening day and has never passed it since. And now it has an average of like 130 players a day. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna praise a game and you're gonna say that it's like the best super selling hotcakes game, then you should be able to prove it. If you can't prove it, then I don't believe you.